Welcome to hanging out with me while I make a Pinterest board and some TikToks. All for, you know, content, art and content creation purposes. So I'm just going to be on here on the live and I'm going to just like talk about different things. So first I'm going to, you know what I should have done before doing this? I should have transferred my my videos to my phone. I wonder if I can do that while I'm on the live. Hello, person on the live. Okay, no one's here. I can go really quick and like see if I can airdrop it, but I think it stays like on even when I leave my app. I think we're still live. I think that still worked. Oh, I think it paused. It paused. I think it paused. Can you guys still see me? Because like the timestamp stayed like at 1 minute at 1:05. I don't know if I can still be seen. Anyway, it's a cool concept. I've decided to give like more because in the past I used to feel like being on social media and like making like an elaborate, form of content, like, a TikTok where you actually put some effort in. I used to feel like I didn't want to do that. But that's the thing about like getting into alignment, somehow I'm like excited about social media suddenly. Like I feel like I'm entering my e-girl era. Like I feel like what I'm doing right now. I've always liked love streaming. Yeah, it is love streaming for me. I've always liked like live streaming because there's just some cool people. Hello. Speaking of King of Caves VR. Hi. Thank you for hello. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, I'm like kind of in like an era where I'm finding the joy of content creating. And yeah, and what's interesting is like I was with my friend and we were just like walking through the park and I was like, "Oh, this idea, let's do that." And then it ended up naturally happening, and I feel like that's like alignment. You just like the things that are hard when you're not in alignment are easy when you're in alignment. Hello, Ja ACVR. Hey, you're so pretty. Oh my god, thank you. Hola, corazon. Hello, Jamie Canario. Hello, Marian Edie. Is that your real hair? It's absolutely gorgeous. Yes, this is my real hair. Thank you. King of Caves. How did like 20 people just join? That always happens. Like I start the live and then like 20 people jump in, and yeah, I'm glad. Luis Felipe Guimaraes. Hello. Daniel K. Oh, Daniel K. Hello. People return. Daniel K, you've been here. Like I feel like this is the same Daniel K, right? I swear it's the same Daniel K. Ja ACVR. Perfect. No one has gotten my name right. Oh, I said that right? Awesome. Okay. What's your nationality? My nationality is American and French, but my ethnicity is French, Nigerian, Basque, Spanish. So I'm mixed. Yeah, I'm going to start making like editing. I'm an editor, so I do everything basically myself. I edit my music videos a lot of the time, although I do work with other people as well. But I enjoy editing. And if you were here like at the beginning of my channel, I used to like do some crazy edits, if you remember. I used to have like the green screen. We would be in space. That's why it's called the Space Age Fae, because like I would be doing like tarot readings, but like you would be in space. We would be cruising in the cosmos. Like you'd be getting your future read in the future. Yeah, it was like that. It used to be lit. It used to be lit, but it's about to be even more lit. As you guys can see, we're evolving into the next phase. This is the next phase. And speaking of the next phase, I am now opening Final Cut Pro, where I will be editing my TikTok because it's about to go viral. My TikToks go viral. Daniel K. Yes, it's mine. Hi. Hello, Daniel. Welcome back. I'm glad. I love it when like people that I know, because I can actually like talk to someone and then there's like continuity. You know what I mean? Like I can say something and it's like we had that talk, you know, we talked about this, and then at least someone knows what I'm talking about. Marian Edie, or yeah, Edie. I'm from Puerto Rico. Hello. Hello. Um, hello, Landon. You are very hopeful. That is neat. Thank you. I think, you know, hope, the thing about hope is like, I don't know, I think certainty is more important than hope, because hope, it's like, I think there's knowing and then there's hope, you know, and it's always important to just offer that knowing, and even faith is not even a strong enough word. So let me open a new library. But yeah, I am a very like upbeat, bubbly person. Let me see. What am I gonna title this? What folder am I gonna put this in? Oh, I have to think. Okay, music, Trilus. Wait, what do I even have a folder for? See, I haven't been taking this stuff seriously, you know, and I'm never going to. I'm never going to, because honestly, life is not, it's not that serious. It's not. Life is about having fun and learning the art. It's a game and you have to learn how to play it. And playing it is literally just, again, following the thread of fun, you know? Okay, so no one said anything, so I'm gonna look at this thing and find what folder I'm gonna put this in. Okay, TikTok. Maybe I need to create a new folder. I feel like I should have a TikTok folder. TikTok. And then for the Pinterest board I'm gonna create later, I have a music video that I'm gonna film like in maybe like a week or two. I have to plan that out. And it's like a fairy video where it's like people being led into a fairy garden. And yeah, you know, like you've seen David Bowie's Labyrinth, right? Like where you go into the fairy ball and you can never come out. You have to dance forever and ever and ever. And that's the song. It's called Garden of Dreams. I'm excited. And it's like a very short, like upbeat song. Because a lot of my songs are like very like dark. They're like dark pop, you know? Very cinematic, you know? Hi, Test 1 BM. Hello. Daniel K. The sound keeps going mute. Oh! Does this sound better? Is this better? Tell me if that's better. Oh, it sounds fine for you, Landon? Huh. Is the sound good or is the sound not good? Just say good and then not good. I'll log out and log back in. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. So good. Okay. I'm glad. Because, oh my God. Starting off this whole internet e-girl thing and then having technical glitches, not the vibe. It is not the vibe. Let's not do that. Okay, so I do have a TikTok folder. It's in my Logic folder. Okay. All right. We're gonna have to music, Logic. It's so the TikTok I'm gonna be hello Macaroni Velveeta. Hi. I love that name. Where are you? Underground? No, I'm in my really cool room. So my roommate, he like designed the room because it's a small room, you know, and but the way it was designed is like my bed is lofted above me, so it looks like I'm underground. But it's a vibe. I'm telling you, it's a vibe. I'll also like live stream in like other parts of like the last live stream I did, I was in like my living room, and that was like it was giving Pirates of the Caribbean. Everyone was like, "What the heck is going on back there?" And I was like, "Yep." I really, you know, it's like the lay of the land here. Okay, I'm lost again in this folder. If I can just open this folder, guys, if I can just, oh, yeah, under her huge bunk bed. It literally is a bunk bed. But it's like, it's my ceiling. I'm slightly too tall for this room. You know, something that happened to me, which is like an interesting development in my life, is like about 2 years ago, I moved to where I am now, you know, and my entire life, and I've been alive for, you know, a minute. No one's ever like called me tall, right? Suddenly I'm tall. Like I'm just like a tall person now, and it's like it's reflected in my reality. Now I'm like always like dodging, like I feel like I'm just like a slight inch, and I just sometimes hit my head. I used to hit my head. Now I've adapted to my environment, but I do enjoy it. Okay, you're listening? Oh yeah, because I was talking about the tall thing. But anyway, I like it. I'm embracing the term because I have tall people in my family, and like none of them have ever like considered me, like no one's ever, like short people, of course. Short people will call anyone like tall. They'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm so short," you know? So maybe like in that case, but like no one ever seriously told me. But like nowadays everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're so tall." And I'm like, "Okay. I guess, you know, I guess I'm tall, you know?" But I grew up around tall people, so that I don't even perceive, like when I see someone really tall, ooh, my ear's ringing. I'm taking notes. I was telling my friends like to take notes on to when we hear our ears ringing, because we're trying to figure out what that means. We're trying to figure out like what specifically it means, because you can go on the internet and people say like, oh, it's like angels communicating, or like spirit guides, or there's an alien standing next to you in their invisible suit. And I think that might be true. I think sometimes we have spirit guides kick in, especially like when I used to read tarot and stuff like that. I would hear like ringing all the time, and that would be like confirmation, like boom, yep, someone's spirit guide's talking. But like now I feel like I think we were kind of coming to the conclusion that it's like you're just shifting realities. Like you've bumped, but I think when you're hearing that high pitched ring, you know, it's because you're bumping to a higher reality, because we're always quantum jumping, you know? You're 5'7", Macaroni. Me too. Apparently that's tall. Ringing. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, I think that ringing is like we're jumping realities. Every time you make the right decision, this is my theory now, and that's why I'm taking notes. And even right now, like I've decided to like lean into like live streaming, and it's creating this new era of the space age. And like look at the I'm jumping realities, right? I'm doing something that's in alignment. What's so interesting is like I always used to like think I would like keep things under wraps, you know? And be very like, you know, under wraps as a person, but I always had visions of myself as a YouTuber, and I became a YouTuber. But I was like, you know, it was just my hands before. I used to just like, you know, read the tarot with my hands, you know. And then I was having like this whole crisis. Some people were there for it. Oh, Sunshine! We have an OG Space Age member in our midst. Hello. Hello, so happy to see you. I'm happy to see you too. Daniel K, you're back. Woo! Is the sound better? 5'7" without heels. Yeah. Maybe it's the yoga I've done for like 10 years. Maybe it's stretched out my spine. I need to do more yoga. Guys, I have a TikTok too. And I was like, let me just start doing what people always say, like when you're content creating, just say what you're thinking. And I did that. I was like, you know, fine. Like I'm in like a new stage of life where I'm just like I'm living out loud, guys. Okay, back to this thing. Back to what I'm doing. Okay, what was I doing? Okay, think. Yeah, you're tall, girl. Yeah, I'm tall. I'm a tall girl. I'm tall. Not tall. Like modeling height is like 5'8" to like 5, I think 11 or 5'10" or something like that. I don't know. But I don't know, maybe I can do some more yoga, get more stretches in, bump myself up to 5'8". But nowadays, I mean, like, things have changed, you know. I could do that now, I'm sure. Let me see. TikTok, wait, TikTok folder. Okay, I just need to focus, open this thing, let's get on task. Oh yeah, so anyway, so I did this thing where I was like, let me just start saying the thoughts in my head that persist and like I feel inspired to say. So I go on like my TikTok and I was like, and it's so funny because when you're being authentic, like legitimately, when you're being authentic, it's a naturally polarizing energy. It's like the highest frequency, but it's also like a polarizing frequency. So I was just, I have to be real. So I was like I made this TikTok and I was just saying what was on my mind. And personally, wait, hold on, let me read this. Okay. Trying to get into your folder. Yes, thank you. I'm getting into my folder. Getting into, okay. Keep track, girl. Keep track of what you're doing. Okay. What am I titling this, this TikTok? It's like it's a horror music promo TikTok. It's like actually hilarious. Let's see. Let's say Trilus, scary TikTok. Scary TikTok 1. Because I have like, I did like 4 of them. Yeah, Trilus scary TikTok 1. Let's do that. And that's the library, and we're gonna create a project in the library. I'm teaching you guys how to do Final Cut Pro. I wish, okay, if someone can tell me how to project things behind me and save my life, I could go to ChatGPT, let's be real, but it's just easier. Like, just help me. Because I want to project, like, when I play Zelda again, I'd love to, like, have it in the background versus, like, just narrating it to you and then having to flip the camera sometimes. Like, okay, so new project. Okay, new project, and we'll title it the same thing. And we're going to do, is it vertical? Yeah, vertical video format. Okay. I should have titled this Teaching You Guys Final Cut. A pro editor teaches you Final Cut Pro. I have actually been paid as an editor, so I can say that. Okay, so let me say, okay. Oh, I just deleted my thing. Okay, so let me drag. Oh, thank you guys for all the hearts and the likes. Hello, thank you. Okay, trying to get in, yeah, I'm trying to get, okay, weird, you're 5'7" too, Sunshine? Oh, tall girls in the house. Okay, so Sunshine, have you been called tall in your life? Because I was saying, I don't know if you were here, but I was saying earlier, like, when I, up until like 2 years ago, no one really like called me tall, but suddenly like everyone's like, oh my God, you're tall. Or maybe they were, and I just wasn't taking it seriously. And then some people were just like, and the thing about it is like, I claim it now because, you know, as someone who never was like known or felt like I was tall, what would happen is like, I started telling people like, I'm not tall. And they were looking at me like, as if I was in denial and I was having like an identity crisis and I didn't love myself or something. And I'm like, so now I'm just like, yeah, I guess I'm tall. Like, I'll embrace it. Like, calm down. Where am I? What's with that face, macaroni? Oh, laugh face. Hi, S-Hell. S-Hell? Or is it Shell? Is it hell? Okay, I think it's S-Hell. You remind me of Malia Baker. I don't know who that is. I don't even want to look that up. What if I'm like, you know what I mean? Yes, I've been called tall. Okay. Okay, 5'7" is tall? Maybe I just popped into a new dimension. Let's see. Hello, Callie Joe Clayton. Hello. Frank Cano, hello. Show us. Show you what? Oh, you mean Final Cut Pro? This is my, let me turn this around really quick. This is my little thing. This is my thing. Okay. That's Final Cut Pro. I don't know how to like put it on the screen, but I'll figure it out, or someone will maybe someone will figure it out. Someone will help us for next time, and then we'll edit again. Well, because I'm always like editing things. I actually really, you know, that's what I'm talking about with alignment. Like, everything on your path is gonna be like, I didn't know, like, it's so weird to think I enjoy editing, but there's something about chopping things up and like doing stuff that just, it feels good. I get into that flow state. Always do what brings you into that flow state. Sunshine 44. I always thought I was sort of tall, but not model tall. Yeah, because we're like right under there. We're right under there. S Hell, are you making a video? Yes, I'm making a video. I normally like, I used to edit like videos on this channel. The production value was insane. Anyone that was here can tell you. I'm just kidding, but I also edit my music videos, and then now I'm gonna edit a like TikTok because I'm I'm always like, I'm that person that's like, I quit TikTok, I quit, but it's like realistically, like my TikToks have not been that interesting, but they're getting more interesting, and it's because I'm doing it like from a place of joy. Thank you for the hearts. But yeah, I was hanging out with my friend the other day, and like this, it was inspired action, guys. It's all about inspired action. I was like, wait, I have this idea. It hit me, and then you act. It hits you, and then you act. That's a muscle to like have the idea, and that's what I did with the TikTok earlier. Hit, act, hit, act. It's all about the flow, and it's a practice. Faith is like a practice. Living through the right brain, it's so easy to live in that cookie cutter world. The real challenge is believing when there's no freaking reason to. That's what it's all about. Okay. It's all about perspective, isn't it? It is. It is. S Hell, both. Oh, I really like your songs, especially your new one. Oh, you listen to my music? Wait, is that who I think it is? Your icon? Gorillas? You have good taste. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Where have you found me from? Was it from this channel? Are you a subscriber? 2D. 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 But yeah, I love Gorilla. That song, Feel Good Inc. When I was a kid, like when that song came out, that was my favorite song. And I was like, I need to find more music like this. That was probably one of those awakening moments as like a music person. Like, listening to like, you listen to Top 40 radio, you listen to the oldies, you listen to but like something about like Gorillaz, like Feel Good Inc. It's like, it's the type of song like early on in your journey where it's like, it's kind of like what I make, where it's like, it's catchy, but it's abstract. And that's what I love. That's what I love to create. I'm subscribed to both of my channels. Oh, Trilus. And then Space Age Faye. Oh, awesome. Yay. We've got Space Fleet. Daniel K. Feel Good is such a good song. Yeah, I would play it on here, but I think that's like a copyright or something like that. So let's not do that. Okay, let's do this TikTok though. Okay, so I'm gonna drag in the file. So basically, it's like a horror TikTok. Let's see. Let's drag this in. I'm gonna start with this one. This is the one I like the most at this point. It's actually really funny. Should I show you guys? No. It's gonna be a surprise, and then you guys can go watch it. You can hear it for now. Okay. So there I come. Do you guys laugh at your own jokes? I remember like when I was a kid, like people used to like make fun of me for laughing at my own jokes, and it's like, it's too advanced for you. But I think as an adult, people are gonna get it. The people that are meant to get it are gonna get it. Jesus was not accepted in Nazareth. I think that's where he was born. So you sometimes, but yeah, I've always been able to make myself, I start cracking up just randomly. Yeah, let me get this song. I have to pull up the song so I can drag this song in there. Skate Night. There we go. Let's drag it in there. I hope my own song doesn't give me a copyright in this chat, because this is not the host channel, but I'll keep the volume a little low. That's hilarious. I love this video. So let me drag this over here. So there's like something annoying about this thing right now, which is that it stays sealed. How do I unlock this? Oh, you guys are still in here? Well, okay. Oh, 8 people have liked this live so far. Thank you. I feel like more people are coming. Hi, Liliana Torres. Hi. I feel like I've seen you before. Have I seen you before? I'm pretty sure. But like with my old lives, my other lives that I've done, I'm pretty sure we've I love your makeup. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. Okay, maybe not then. As hell, do you still listen to Gorillaz? Yeah, I love Gorillaz. I mean, I haven't like listened in recent, but I do have some like faves. I like the song that they did with Little Dragon. I don't know if you've heard that one. That's a good one. The Clint Eastwood is also good. I should check them out more often. Why I'm having like a technical glitch here. Maybe I'm meant to. I'll split here. So in order to split the track, you have to press Command B. So if you want to split like any music or any like, okay, I'm having like an issue though. Why is it like locked on here? What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, Control Z. So if you want to split the, like any section in Final Cut Pro, you're just going to press Command B. This is kind of like, wonder if I should put my headphones in for this. Lily is my auntie. She is 29. Oh. Your Aunt Lily has had her Saturn. Her Saturn has returned. She's probably gone through an intense period, but she's come out the other side a lot better. Oh, Green World is a really good song. I feel like I know that one. Can you play Golden? Oh, you're subscribed to me? Yeah, I feel like I have seen, maybe I've seen you comment, because I usually remember like everyone's name actually. That's why it's familiar to me. Okay. Can you play Golden? That's a TikTok song, right? Where it's like that was me playing Golden. I don't know if there are words. Oh yeah, it was like that was me, I guess, playing it. I don't know how to play it like on like piano or anything. I could learn it. Maybe I should learn it at some point. That might be a good idea, actually. I should practice instruments because I just play everything by ear. Like when I'm producing things, it's just like I hear it in my head and I just like find the note is how it usually goes. Okay. Let me mute this part. And then it zooms in. Yeah, right there. It's by Timing from K-pop Demon Hunters. Rumi? Rumi? What about Rumi? What you seek is seeking you. Walk the path and the path will unfold. Those are my 2 favorite Rumi quotes thus far. I love Rumi. Yes. Oh, you know, someone was posting about K-pop Demon Hunters. That's a new show. I should watch that. Let me write that down. K-pop Demon Hunters. K-pop Demon Hunters. It's by Rumi? It's by Timing from K-pop Demon Hunters, and it's also by Rumi. You love it, yes. Um, as hell. I'm saying you guys' name because on mobile, like, I don't know, when I'm doing live on my laptop, it records like the live chat, but then on mobile, it doesn't seem to, like, when people play it back. So I want people to know what like I'm responding to, just so you know why I'm saying like your people can differentiate who you know. Do you know every time you'll do a live? No. I actually should. I think now that I'm like getting more into it, what I'm gonna do is like maybe announce it. But there's just something about like the impromptu that I just love. I'd love to just be in the moment and just go live. But the thing is, today though, I went live and I had this planned in a sense. Like I wrote down the title of this video and then I was gonna do this at some point. And one thing that I'm wanting to do is just show up like more and like be like consistent. So I think honestly it'll probably be like evening times, like around like evening is when I probably will most likely do it. I think I prefer that. That's when I've like in the past, like statistically I've always done it like around like somewhere around this time. And oh, thank you for the likes. And then also I will probably start announcing it more because I did announce it the previous time. This one was impromptu, but something I want to do is just like show up more. Like I actually genuinely like want to, because before I was like afraid. I was like in the last, I think I deleted the last live because I ended up talking about something that I'm like, nah, this does not need to stay up for long, because it was just like a lot of like, this is my life right now, but not in a bad way. It was just like a, yeah. Anyway, the topic, wait, what, did I delete that one? But there was a topic of a live where I was talking about like being afraid of like being seen because you're like worried about getting like shot down. Because like sometimes when you're like, it's like, I think when people are like highly visible, you know, and like they become more visible, it's like people are like, you know, they're all happy and stuff, you know, getting them up there and whatever. But there's like this whole thing where people are like all the way up there and then people like are looking for things to like shoot them down. And I'm not like, it's not something I really worry about because it's like, I don't know, I'm just like living a pretty normal, I wouldn't say normal life, but like, you know, but I think we all have this unconscious fear because we're, you know, our ancestors and like we're evolving as like a species, we're evolving through consciousness. And we do have like this fear of like standing out or like being seen. It's like a pretty common thing, especially like when you look at like when you're scrolling, people are always making content about like, you know, be seen, you know, it's like it's a thing that's becoming more prevalent now. And I think it's because in the future, a lot of, it's kind of like what Andy Warhol said. He said like in the future, like everyone will be famous. And that's kind of like, I think that's actually kind of becoming true with, especially with like, people are becoming like creative more, you know, and learning that they have this creative side, whether it's like applied to like woodworking or music or comedy or math. You know, math is a creative thing as well. Like, you know, a lot of different things. We're learning about this creative part of ourselves and we're connecting with that, and we're like, we're not denying ourselves as more light is entering the world, as this age of Aquarius or whatever you want to call it, so whatever it is, as this is happening, as more light is entering our realm, as we're getting more people talking about it, our consciousness is expanding and we're able to communicate these messages, and it's creating even, it's mathematical. You know, I always talk about this on my channel because yeah, math is philosophy, right? It's like, it's an exponential curve, but it's also our humanity. Like, we're expanding. Like, that's why the technological leaps that we've had have been like, first it was like this, now it's like this, and soon it'll be up here. And, you know, I was like at that, in that camp until like, honestly, a couple weeks ago. And I don't know what it is. It's like, I have this vision now, and it's like, you get these downloads, right? And I have like this vision of like, I have like this vision of like a future with like, cause I don't know, like the last couple of weeks I've been like, I don't want to say embracing it. I've been enjoying AI, but not don't think I'm betraying us. No, like AI haters. Like, here's the thing. I don't at first I didn't like it because I do not like the idea of like AI music or whatever, um, or like AI like art, whatever. But then I don't know, I just see like these AI art things, right? And they're so inspiring. And like I have like I always put like lo-fi in the background, like some kind of like beautiful like fantasy world, right? And I was seeing like this like um AI thing where it was like this like starry sky, and it was like this these palaces, and it reminded me of something that I've seen like in my mind of like the story that I wanted to write, right? And there's something about AI where I'm just like, wait a second, like what if this is like not like we don't need to think of it as like phasing us out. Like you can't be phased out because nothing is your when you're aligned with like the goodness that is God, the source of all things, the creator, you know. I try to use like different terms because for me, like there's no this is just like a it's just inherent, you know. But it's like when you're aligned with that, it's like all everything is tuning into a frequency, right? And there's like a good way that this can all manifest, right? There's a beautiful way that this can all like work out is what I think, which is that okay, so this is what I was envisioning, and I feel like maybe it's important to share because it's not something I, you know, it's again, it's an abundant world, right? So I feel like there could be a future where AI is like a solar punk future in a way where it's like AI is just helping us and AI is like our friend in a way, or like we because we had all this programming, you know, because we're manifestors, right? We as within so without, right? And if we have all these fears and we focus on what we fear, we will experience what we fear because we will act through that internal world. It'll start becoming us because we're choosing that. If we choose the higher task, which is like love and goodness, right? I see a future where, you know, all these things that we don't want to do, people don't have to be doing, you know, think about like working at a grocery store, right? We're talking about AI replacing jobs, right? And like how that's like a horrible thing. But people, have you seen, like, I've seen people, like, when you're working at, like, you know, these jobs that a lot of people don't have dreams to work at. Some people do. If you want to be like a cafe owner, you're happy to go into that cafe every day and like, you know, see your customers. Everyone has their lane and their specific desire that they want, right? But a lot of people are like, let's say working at like a supermarket, for example, and they're miserable and you can see, and they're like having a bad day, and then they're shoving your groceries in the bag, right? You know what I mean? And that's like, and we have the automation of that to like where you can just, you know, get your groceries and like, you know, pay as you go. And like, if we lean into the goodness that it can bring to us, we can get more out of that. We can glean more out of that. And if we don't have the fear around it, we can put more of our love and the good visions we have can be brought out. And so I'm getting chills. I'm getting chills. Oh. Are you guys getting chills too? Thank you for liking the live. I don't know if that does anything, but it's I love seeing like people interacting because I'm like I'm not here alone. I'm with people. Um and yeah, anyway, I'm just like imagining like you know what I was envisioning? I was envisioning a world where we're content creating, and it's already happening, but it's not draining us, right? And I think there's a certain discipline that we have to learn because think about phone addiction. There's so many things I have to say about this. I'm jumping from here. I was gonna finish here, but I'm jumping to here. Think about like this thought came to me, like phone addiction, right? A lot of people have it. A lot of people, I've been a victim of like scrolling constantly, right? But it's also like a discipline you have to hone. It's one of these things that we're adapting to this new world. We have to learn how to create. And and that's the thing I've noticed too. I should like probably like I'm already doing it right now. So like something I've noticed too is that when you do use your, social media responsibly, and you open the app, every once in a while versus like you're just constantly, scrolling, you're gonna get those good nuggets of the AI. The AI is designed to like hook you, right? But if you learn to navigate it, right? Where is my stand? I need my, oh snap. Did I leave my little tripod in the hall or something? Anyway, sorry. When you learn to utilize the AI or the thing, you'll notice that when you don't come that often, that's when you get those good nuggets, right? Like your first few scrolls, you're getting like this impactful thing, and it's in alignment with something you need to know or something like that. It's like it's quality fruit versus quantity, right? And then it's like we're all, and then you kind of you gather like the people, the minds, the energies that work for you and are in alignment with your path, and then it all works, and then you're also creating in whatever way, and then you're sharing it. So then I'm imagining like this future where we are paid to create, or we're given resources from creating, and we're rewarded for our contribution, and it doesn't require you to prove your worth or whatever. You simply are worthy because you exist. And that's what we're learning as a consciousness on an individual level. We're learning that we're worthy of everything we desire, and that we are, because we simply are it. We are, for example, like paid to exist. We are, in that happy relationship, we are in all those things. We already are it. And the only thing that's in the way is all the beliefs that we are not, the creation, the illusion of separation. So as we evolve within on an individual level, speaking of Rumi, first I used to try to change the world, now I try to change myself. Oh, first I was clever and I used to try to change the world, now I am wise and I try to change myself, right? As you do it, it happens. It starts to unfold, because we are in the dream. We are the creator of the dream. And that is the collective consciousness. So you don't have to, it'll happen. And don't think of it as, it'll happen in your lifetime. It will. It'll happen sooner than you think, right? It'll happen sooner than you think. Oh, there it is. I want to put this on the stand because I see that my phone is like dying. And let me put this away. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. That's what's crazy. And the more that you understand that, like, the more that you see it, it's like it starts to open up. I'm gonna put it on the stand because I want to charge my phone, because I'm seeing that it's dying. I don't want it to die. It might be easier for me to work on my Pinterest board right now, is what I'm realizing. Because basically I have to make this Pinterest board because everyone that's going to be in my video, they need to dress like we're in Labyrinth, like David Bowie Labyrinth. I need everyone in their best Fae attire, and we're gonna be a unit. We are going to be a unit. Okay. I'm gonna put the stand right here. Hopefully I don't let me read this thing. Hello, Daniel. Hello. Ruby Gutierrez. Hello. You're back. Yes, I'm back. And I'm gonna say I'm here to stay. I think I'm here to stay. We're in a new era where and also I feel like that's another thing too. It's like I think we do have like these communities, like online. Like there are places that I go, and I said this one time in like a live. There is like a YouTuber that I've watched like, for years. And like, to be honest, like there are certain people that you're friends with on the astrals. Like you guys you're and like, it's so funny because every time he has a live, sometimes he disappears, right? Like kind of like I disappear. And every time he disappears, sometimes I just randomly hear his name. I hear like his name. He switches his YouTube name sometimes, and sometimes I'll hear it as his other. He has like many names, and I'll hear it in my head. And then I'll go to his channel, and surely enough, he just did a live, or like he's live. And it's like the same people gathering, and it's like it gives Secret Society a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but and then there was one time when I was like, huh, that's so interesting that happens, right? And I've done lives, for like here and there, like sparsely over the past maybe couple years, And so after noticing that, I was like, and then I called, like, one time I was like, let me just call everybody, right? So one time I was like, I called everyone. I was like, yeah, Space Fleet, like, let's get on. And then, like, everyone came on the live that day. I was like, that's crazy, but also not, because the magic is normal, guys. The magic is normal. It's very much normal. Agreed. I need to, like, remember, like, to look at in real time, because sometimes, like, you guys, like, are like, you know, I'm not really sure if you're typing. We all are. Should I ask a few questions? Yes, definitely. I need feedback. Feedback. Not even feedback. I mean, like, I need, like, you know, did I explain that? Everything was explained when I did that, right? Hi, LeBron23. Hello. I like the number 23. Have you seen the number 23 by with Jim Carrey? 23 degrees is Aquarius, Aquarian energy. Hello. I see you, LeBron. What is no? You haven't seen the movie 23? It's kind of a scary movie, but I feel like 23, it's like based on the idea that the number 23 is like scary, but I love the number 23. I was, you know, born at 23 degrees. Yeah, I had a crazy story with that. That was discovering that was crazy. I'll have to get into it one day. Maybe not today. Okay, let me look at this TikTok that I'm editing really quick.
All right, try this.
I have to, so I'm going to taper in I'm going to put like a little keyframe here, and I'm going to taper in the sound, because I want to create this effect of like, I'm putting the headphone to your ear. And so I'm going to like, it's going to slowly get loud until it's like at normal volume. That's my goal. That's what I'm going to create. Okay, so I'm going to put a keyframe here. And then I'm going to turn the volume down to like 0. Let's put it down to 0. No. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so then I put a keyframe here. I'll put a keyframe there, and then the volume's gonna go, yep, to 0, to the normal rate, the normal dBs. Let's do it. Wait, what is this? Hey, LeBron, you're like, what is this? What is the spamming of this chat? Why are you saying no repeatedly? Explain yourself. Okay, let me scroll back up. I wouldn't go like yapping about that one boy again. Wait, you were in that live? Wait, did you change your name? You were that guy before, weren't you? That was your old username. It was called That Guy. I was talking about you. Not in a bad way. I was saying that you were funny. As hell. With people that get spiritual downloads, is it normal if the downloads hurt? Wow. I'll answer that in a second. LeBron23, I guess it's okay if you spam my chat. It's fine. Yeah, well, S Hell says you don't have to spam her, and I agree. So don't spam, but just because I know you as that guy. Okay. Please don't talk about that one boy again. See, that's why I deleted the chat, so you wouldn't have to, like, you know. You remember him now, Daniel K? Yeah. You guys talking about, like, my, oh my god. Anyway, I won't talk about him. It's okay. That's why I was like, yeah. But Daniel, thank you for your advice last time. I appreciated it. Wait, okay, let me go back to this, what S Hell was, I hope I'm saying that right. S Hell. Okay, with people that get spiritual downloads, is it normal if the downloads hurt? Do you mean like on an emotional level? Do you mean on like a, I'm sure it can be normal because everyone has like a different experience in life, but downloads can be painful. But I guess the way that you would know is that it's like I think it can be because it's like an awakening. Sometimes awakening is really painful, and that's why a lot of people tend to avoid it. That's why so many people walk around unconscious. Hello. What is that face? Is that you? Is that you that does that? You always do that face. I know that's you. Okay. Yeah, I have to catch up that. We have to catch up that later. Oh, on the guy? Yeah, I'll give you news once things develop. um No, LeBron, stop. You know you want to know. You know you want to know about my love. Tina Grimmer. Hi. Can you say hi, Sophie? Hi, Sophie. But your name's Tina. Are you talking... Are you talking about me? Are you talking... Do you have a friend that's also in the live and you're asking her to say hi? I don't know. LeBron. What are you confused about, LeBron 23? Okay, let me taper this down now. I'm gonna put another keyframe. So what I'm doing is I'm putting like these little keyframes, and it sticks the volume at a certain level, and then I can like, so like this is the timeline, I keyframe it here, set it to 0 dB, then I set another keyframe here, and then I put it to I set it to negative infinity dB actually, and then I set the next keyframe to 0 dB because that's where like the song I dragged in is at, and then I'll put another keyframe here in this part of the timeline, and then it'll taper off. That's the logic of it all. I wish I could show you guys, but again, like we need to figure out this whole technology thing. Tina Grimmer, message retracted. What did you say, Tina? What did you say? I love when I like turn and I'm like, I see message retracted. I'm like, what? You can say shell. Shell. I could explain it, but it will take a long time to type. Okay. That's fair. But when you want to talk, we're all here. Right, guys? Can it hurt in a physical type of way, like seeing black and white, and it's like a headache? Black and white, and it's like a headache. That sounds like a migraine. I've never had a migraine, but that sounds like something. I don't know. In my experience, if I had like, I mean, I've been very ill. That was a part of my journey, like healing from that. So if you're having like, sometimes like when you have physical symptoms, it's your body screaming at you. It's saying like, I'm not in alignment. Usually it's a manifestation of like, but I don't know if, here's the thing, I don't know if I can really answer this question because what you're describing, it's like, but I don't know if this is adjacent to what I'm saying or if it's like your situation, but yeah, like sometimes when you have like physical symptoms, right, it's representing something, you know, like, and it's kind of specific, like if you have digestive issues. I used to have like digestive issues, and that's usually because you can't digest life. Like something happens and you can't digest it, so you kind of like, you have trouble, you know, and it's like, or like maybe you have like heart problems and it has something to do with something else, like a certain type. It gets very specific. Skin issues, it can relate to something. Something I would look into is what's her name? She's like a metaphysical lady who does affirmations. You guys know what I'm talking about? She's like, she does like the affirmations, but she has like a dictionary that says like, if you have like a physical symptom, it says the emotional correlation. I'm imagining the name Joy, but it's not Joy. It's what is her name? That's really annoying. It'll come to me. Um, Shell, message retracted. What is with this, guys? Hi, LeBron. Do you know who that guy is? That was you. You used to be that guy. You think I don't recognize you? Ruby Gutierrez. How does one go about protecting their energy better? My energy field is like Swiss cheese currently. Whew. That, like, just even you saying that, just, whew. Well, how would I go about that? Let's think about this. So I put the keyframe in. Okay, so, you know, I feel like it's, well, what kinds of things do you think are, just to get more specific, what kinds of things do you think are affecting your energy? What do you think you need to protect yourself from? Um, Protecting your energy, I feel like protecting your energy is about, it's partially about like choosing the right environment for yourself, right? Um, if your environment is not in alignment with you, then you're gonna have to deal with dodging things all the time. If you're like in a place where it's like you, let's say you can't move or something, then like spending a lot of time with yourself, like in your room, or like maybe going out for like walks in nature, trees and stuff, they really do heal like your energy. Like being in nature, there are frequencies that these trees are emitting. So when you're, that's why when you go to like a forest, you feel calm, because when you look at a tree, if you look at a tree, you pull out a tree from the ground, they're all, it looks like a neurotransmitter, right? So LeBron, you, oh my god, guys, please excuse LeBron. I think he's Gen Z. He hasn't admitted it yet, but I'm pretty sure LeBron is Gen Z. um do you know who that, yeah, okay, so basically it's like a neurotransmitter. And if you think about it, like these trees, like just like no, did I say neurotransmitter? It's like dendrite, right? Is that what it's called? Like a dendrite? Let me look this up. I'm like having like this brain fart right now. But they release neurotransmitters. I'm so sorry. Well, your dendrites, is it dendrites? What the heck? Why am I blanking? No, a dendrite is the other end. Dendrite cells. Is that what it is? Let me see. I don't need to go into all that, but it's like actually bugging me now. No, I don't want to go into AI mode. Dendrite cell is attached. But what I'm saying is that you can go to like that kind of environment and it can help recharge you, because the trees are emitting frequencies. They have an energy. They have good auras. Trees have good auras. So being around other good auras, you know. And I don't know, for me, like I always heard like wearing like evil eye, you know, you wear the evil eye to protect from evil eye. But what I notice is when I wear evil eye, the bracelet or whatever, I think I just notice it more. It puts it on my mind, you know, it puts it on my mind. And I think there's something about like bringing to your attention, like I have to protect myself. There's something about it that makes you very vigilant too. And in a way, the evil eye is protecting you, because you're keeping an eye out now. Now you're just like, is that person giving me evil eye? Let me flash them this evil eye. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it works on me. But some people, it brings them peace. Everyone's very different. But I think like sometimes, like when we think about protecting our energy, so depending on the situation, sometimes you actually are like in a situation where you need, it's just that you're currently in the wrong environment, and so you're constantly around the wrong people, so it's, you are kind of getting these attacks from all sides. Thank you for the party congratulation thingy. So it's about like, I think the environment and like the people, and you know, and then setting up boundaries, you know. Sometimes, you know, even for me, like even recent times, especially like since, like again, I'm not like, I used to be like really into astrology, and the thing is, astrology really does like peek through sometimes. You know, it's still there, but I feel like we are the creators of our own reality, so all is mind. So you don't actually need to like adhere to astrology and be like, oh, I'm afraid of this or that because of the energies, or this blessing is going to come to me now because the energies are aligned, or oh, this is why things are going shitty. No, everything is mind. So, but at the same time, I think there is some astrology that comes through when it's convenient for me, I guess. But when it's in alignment with the good is what I mean. And recently with Mercury retrograde, there were like a few times when I was like, I have to address this person and I have to say like, hey, like this is bugging me or something. It might not be comfortable at the time, but as a result of those situations, I uncovered some information and like things got better. And I was like, realized like, oh, okay, like we talked about this. Now I'm feeling better. My energy is lifted. So sometimes it's about setting a boundary and saying like this or that and like doing, so yeah, that's kind of like where that's what I kind of do. And it's like, it's just about like, and then as far as like, sometimes I do clear my energy out. Like, something I do is like, occasionally I put like Palo Santo if I need to clear out the energy. I burn some incense or something like that. And one thing that I do, I'm starting to get into like more like, as I get into more of my flow, I like having like certain, rituals in a sense where it's like I do things that make me feel lighter. I like to spray myself. I'll do it right now. I like to spray myself with like rose water before I leave the house because I just feel like it has good energy and it just makes me feel, it smells really nice. I just like to feel nice and feminine and like, I feel like to feel like a flower sometimes. So the rose water helps. And it also, this one that I have, I sound like an influencer, but I'm not, obviously, like, but this is actually a really good one because it has like, water that's been vortexed and magnetized to raise the energy to a higher vibration. So I always wear this when I go out. I just feel like it draws things. The thing is, it's all my mind, but I just like it. It makes me, it smells nice. It just feels good, candles, like having good smells around, cleaning your environment, that's always nice. Cleanliness is close to godliness, as they say. Let me think. Okay, so you're falling asleep, LeBron? Oh my god. Shell, why are you retracting all your messages? What is this? Hi, Tina. Why are you laughing, LeBron? Oh my god, I went on for a while and I neglected the chat. Hello, Tina. Ruby Gutierrez. Yes, it's the end of neurons. Yes, I don't know why I was blanking. So neurons, so there's like the dendrite and then there's like, the end. And they release like neurotransmitters, these trees. And they do that, and like when another tree is like dying in the forest, right? They send those out, and it's just like what we have in our body, right? So the trees are like, I feel like they heal your nervous system, They're highly advanced, like intelligent beings. You have a pet, LeBron? That's great. That's wonderful. Tina, are you team Conrad or team Jeremiah? Are you talking about The Summer I Turned Pretty? That's hilarious. It's so crazy because I actually did watch that show. I actually did watch that. I watched the first season like a while ago, and like I think literally yesterday I was like, wait, I saw like an ad, and I was like, I was watching season 2. I watched the recap for season 1, so I'm gonna watch season 2. It's like honestly not that great of a show, but I kind of did enjoy it a little bit. I do like a good like romance, but I think Jeremiah, is that the one that has like the blonde Jeremiah? I think they're like, are they both blonde? I don't know. One of them's like dark blonde, the other one's like slightly lighter blonde. Jeremiah Conrad. And Conrad, let's see. Okay, yeah. I think, oh wait, Jeremiah. Oh wait, hold on. Jeremiah. When you said, sometimes, yeah, hold on. Let me see. Jeremiah, Summer I Turned Pretty. Summer I Turned Pretty. Okay. I think I might, as of what I recall, this is so long ago, I don't really remember what happened with the show, but I think what I recall is that I was a Jeremiah supporter at the time for season 1. I've seen season 1. I don't know what's happened in season 2. And I think, is there season 3? I'm gonna watch that now. I was trying to sign into Amazon to watch that because I have Prime. My mom has it, so I'm tuning into that. But I think I like Jeremiah more because Jeremiah I think he was yearning. I like that yearning of like secret, like how he secretly loved her from afar. There's something about that. There's something about that that's like, that's, if, I think if I remember, Okay. LeBron is sleeping again. Okay, cool. Tina Grimmer, you have questions? You have a question mark? I don't know, a bunch of question marks. Shell, thank you. And do you know anything about shamans or shamanism? In fact, I do. Sometimes I feel like a shaman. I make shamanistic pop. I make shamanic pop. That's what I've labeled some of my songs. I would say You Are an Ocean is a shamanic pop song. I would say Virgin is a shamanic pop song. And I would say that Pipe Dream is also one of my shamanic pop songs. So I'm a musical shaman, I would say. But that's even that's a limit. I don't believe in labels because they limit. That's a very occult thing to say, but hello. Okay, LeBron 23. I have a pet, question mark? Do you have a pet or not? You're the one that's screaming that you have a pet, okay? Ruby Gutierrez, thank you. You're welcome. Tina Grimmer, yes. Yes to what, Tina? Sorry, I need to keep track. Okay, you're Team Jeremiah. Oh, yes, for Team Jeremiah. Yeah, I'm Team Jeremiah. We'll see what happens, but Conrad he was not that interesting to me. I was just like, okay. There's more of like, it's the earning. Like, it's like, I feel like Jeremiah is like, it's like the earning. It's like you're rooting for him because he's like the underdog. You can tell that she's more into Conrad, but there's just something about like, you know what I want to know? Team Stefan or Team Damon? Because I was okay, this is my theory, okay? This is maybe not for everyone, okay? But when I watched Vampire Diaries when it was coming out. That's when I was watching the Vampire Diaries. And that was like peak TV. That was like when Catherine and like Elena, that whole thing, the whole show, that was peak, okay? It was, that time period of like of shows was just, it was like god tier, okay? But the first time I watched Vampire Diaries, right? I was Team Damon. I was so Team Damon. When Damon and Elena finally got together, it was like, like the world was like, we'd been rooting for like Delena, right? I got chills. Whoa, why am I getting chills for some reason? Ooh, maybe it's because I'm remembering the, but when I watched it, like I think a couple years ago, or was it like a year or two, some kind of recently, but like not too recently, I watched it again. Tell me why I was Team Stefan, like hardcore Team Stefan, and couldn't stand Damon. Like I found Damon so annoying in context of like Elena, like him pursuing Elena. Like I love Damon, but like when he was like pursuing Elena, I found him so annoying. I don't know why. It was so weird. Like some people, and I'm like, I think it's like becoming an adult, maybe like being an adult, like you realize how whiny he is. Like, oh my God. LeBron, why are you writing LeBron? Why are you writing your name? Tina Grimmer, season 3 just got released. Cool. I have 2 seasons of TV to watch. Woo! I haven't been really into shows like that for a long time. But it's honestly because like I had too much to do. My brain wasn't letting me go into rest mode. I have songs to mix. I have like videos to make. I have books to write, you know? MT, hello. What do you know about shamans' early lives? What are some markers that they all go through? Well, I haven't studied like that many shamans. However, I would assume as a shaman, you're probably having like pretty vivid dreams. You're probably having like a pretty vivid and colorful astral life. You might go through nightmares, probably. And you might have to deal with like the demons, you know? And then like basically learn them, you know, master your shadow, your demons, your all your elements, right? Master that realm, the dream realm, probably. and then overcome it, befriend them, you know, and then you got like, you know, you got your whole army or whatever. And then you know how to help other people master theirs, right? So that they can overcome. And you know how to navigate the underworld, so to speak, because that's, I think, usually what shamans do. Like, they help people heal, they help people overcome like mental, physical ailments, those kinds of things. So you would have to have mastered that yourself, whether it's this life or the past life. Maybe you just come in. I think like certain tribes or like civilizations, they are like, these people are like dictated pretty young because they come in like probably having the experience from another lifetime. LeBron 23. Do you watch football? I watched the Super Bowl for the first time in my life, like this last Super Bowl. That was the first time I'd ever like sat at a football game. And it was because my friend was doing like this DJ event, and like he like was like, hey, do you want to come? And I was like, cool. And then I saw the whole like Kendrick performance thing, and I was like thinking like, this is such a, when I'm in a situation, whenever I'm in a situation and like something's happening that's like, you know, in actually at all times of the day, I'm thinking about what God's thinking about. I'm like, what is God thinking about this, right? Because everything, I think everything has like, it's like every moment, it's like, that's how my brain works. I'm an applied philosopher. And so like, I'm always thinking about the nature of reality. And so I was sitting there at this Super Bowl game, and I was thinking like, this is so weird. Like, I've never in my life been like really exposed to football. Like, it's just not something like soccer, like football as in like, you know, English football or whatever, Spanish football, World Cup, yes. But like, anyway, so I was sitting at this like, this place, I was watching this game, and I'm seeing like this like Super Bowl performance thing. And then I'm realizing like, everyone's like tuning in for this game. Even I'm here, right? There's like some kind of like energy about this. And I don't know, there was something about that performance that was like interesting. Like, I was just like, whoa, like this is like interesting timing. So many people are like gathered for this thing. And I'm here, and I'm like, is this like a timeline thing? Is there like a timeline jump, or like, I don't know. And everyone was singing, and I was like, okay, like, but I wasn't, I was more like, I'm an observer sometimes. Like, so I was observing the thing. I didn't know what to take from it, but I was like, this is interesting. Like, everyone's talking about this particularly. Is there some kind of like, I always think about like what they are doing or whatever it is, you know? Like, is it like some kind of like demarcation of something? Like, is something happening? Timelines. I'm thinking about timelines. How can you master those lower realms more easily? Question mark. Or at least tolerable. Any suggestions? Yeah. Because, yeah, this is something I know about. Mastering the inferno, as I call it, is basically having to look at the shadow, really having to look at yourself and doing the shadow work, and like seeing what you're doing, why you're doing it, and stuff like that. And you know, if you have lots of nightmares, let's say, knowing that those nightmares are like more healing than anything. They're more healing than the dreams. Nightmares are actually like so important. And what your nightmares are saying, looking into those, reading into like why this is happening, always asking, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? So basically just saying like, what is behind this? Like, I did this behavior. I experienced this. I'm experiencing this thing from the outside world. This is going on. Why is that happening? What is this happening? I'm the commonality. What's going on? Going into the darkness. And then also like lots of meditation. One thing I recommend to make it more tolerable, this is just me personally, when I was escaping my personal, you know, when I was transcending those lower realms, right, is like Shiva mantras. Personally, that was like, you know, this might not be something that aligns with you, but for me, that was, you know, Lord Shiva has always been like, came into my life, and that was just like a god, a deity that resonated with me. Sometimes, you know, they choose you, you know. And Om Namah Shivaya is like a really good, if you want to get rid of any shadows that have been placed on top of you, think stories that are not you, things that are not you. You want to remove that. You want to take away the old self. Om Namah Shivaya. Also, there's a mantra. It's called Om Triambakam Yajamahe, and then there's more to that, but I'm just gonna say that. But it's Om Triambakam Yajamahe, and it's killing, it's ending the parts of you that don't want to die, that are holding you back. Okay, you're attracting a lot of messages, LeBron. But yeah, mantras are like, it's interesting. What I've found on my journey is that I should listen to some mantras tonight. You know, you can never, you always have to top up. Sometimes your life improves and stuff, and you experience like, oh, like you experience these bumps, and then you don't like, you start to like forget all the work that you did, like the spiritual work and stuff. But yeah, I love, what's interesting about mantras is like, you might not even, you don't really know what, like, especially if you're like not like, for me, I like Hinduism. Like, it's one of those things that like when I was, ever since I was a kid, like I was always interested in just like world religions, spiritual practices, and I always glean what resonates with me, right? And Hinduism has always been like something that like resonated with me, because like I was born just, I thought everyone knew reincarnation was a thing. And so then, like, you know, these world religions, like, were that actually, I'm like, yeah, see, I thought that was real, you know. So I think mantras are really helpful. And what's interesting is like, you're saying the words, you're hearing the words, you're playing in the background, you know, and somehow you see it working, and it just, that's the thing about like anything that's manifested, is that you just, you see it working, like, in, it's like, it always seems natural in a way, but then at the same time you're like, I know. And always, it's always important to claim things when things come into your life, because that gives it life for more of it to generate. When you deny, like, oh, I did that, when you deny, then the magic, it's like you're denying the magic. Magic does not exist in it will never exist in the logical mind, right? But as you continue to build that muscle, it'll keep coming. So I recommend like, I always recommend like a good like Shiva mantra, because Shiva is the destroyer of what? The Maya, the illusion, right? The illusion is the ignorance. The ignorance is the darkness, the fear, everything that is not real. I'm getting chills. Ooh. You know what's so interesting? Um, I have this, when I moved into my apartment, there's like a lot of like, you guys might have seen it in the last video, but there's like a lot of like, you know, masks and like, you know, art on my walls and stuff, because my roommate. I moved in here, and I had like this mask in front of my door. It's like at the top of my door when you enter, and I was like, what is this, like this deity mask, like what is this mask? It's like, it looks like Tibetan. It's like, and I asked my roommate, he didn't know the name, but he eventually like, he didn't remember it, but he told me about it, and he said this is Mahakala. And Mahakala is like the three-eyed, represent it into, I think it's in Tibet. Mahakala is um uh, a representation of Lord Shiva. And I was like, wow, like, thank you for always being like there for me, and like protecting my room, and like, you know, speaking of protection, right? And like he's the three-eyed depiction or iconography of Shiva, right? And you know, and I always say like Om Triambakam Yajamahe, that one. And it's like that mantra is, we give thanks to the three-eyed one who is fragrant, and frees us of the illusion, so we can be freed from death, basically. But death as in like the illusion of death, because we're immortal, baby. We are eternal. We are the ocean in a drop. God lives inside of us. Our creator is inside of us and loves us oh so much, and you know, wants all of the goodness for us, wants us to be free of that illusion of separation. was helpful anyway. Daniel K. How did your spiritual journey begin? It never even started, baby. It was always on. It was always on. Like I said, like when I was a kid, like, I just always, I thought everyone, like, when you first discuss with people, like, some point in time, you discuss with people, like, what you think is going on. Like, your first conversation of, like, what you think happens in the afterlife. Like, you start to realize, like, oh, I'm alive. I'm on Earth. I'm animated. That's interesting. How did I get here? How come everyone forgot, you know? And for me, like, I thought we all kind of knew. I was like, yeah, like, we reincarnate, you know, and we go to the ether. I would always thought of it as like this place, like this ethereal place, and then we come back down, and then we live again, and then we go and we come back. We remember everything that we are, and we go up there, and then, you know, and then I started to realize, like, oh, these people. And also, I think even before then, the nightmares. I remember, like, as a kid, like, having nightmares and like night terrors, and that was always like, I feel like that's when your dark guides are trying to awaken you, right? Maybe it's the Capricorn place, the Capricorn and Scorpio placements, I don't know, but the nightmares, you know, I think when I was having all these nightmares as a young kid, like, I was always interested in dreams, and I was always thinking about, like, I remember being like 8 years old. I'm getting the number 8 in my head. I think I was probably like 7, 8 years old. And always questioning, like, why aren't you aware that you're dreaming, right? And I remember, like, just wanting to go to bed one night and realize I was dreaming. Like, I want to, like, wake up in this dream. And eventually, like, I actually had this dream, and I remember it actually. I don't think I've ever recounted it, like, aloud before, but I had this dream where I was like, I used to live in Minnesota, like, when I was, like, for like a couple years when I was a kid, and like there's this place called Mall of America, and I remember, like, I was like in Mall of America or something in the dream, and going up this like escalator, and then, like, wait a second, I'm dreaming. You know what's so funny about the malls thing that's really weird is, like, I've noticed that I have so many dreams in malls, like, randomly. I'll have like a lot of dreams in like a mall. And I don't go to malls. Like, I don't really go to malls. Like, I've been to malls, like, as a kid, like, we all did. But, like, in recent times and, like, recent years, like, malls have just sort of phased out. Like, online shopping has been a thing. Like, thrift shopping has been a thing. Etsy. Like, I feel like that's, like, a liminal space for me. If anyone has any, like, insight about the malls, I would love to know. Because why do I so often dream of malls? It's, like, in a way where it's, like, you know those liminal space TikToks where it's like you're in this liminal space? It's giving, like, is that like my dream liminal space, like the waiting room? I don't know. So my spiritual journey began with, like, you know, and then also, like, you know, my experience in life. I had a lot that I had to, like, you know, deal with, you know, and you know, very, like, you know, gifted, and I feel so grateful, though. I feel like everything that happened to my life, like, I feel so grateful for, like, all the things I had to experience, like, not being, like, in good health, having to deal with, like, you know, like, things that were limiting me, like, and preventing me from doing the things that I wanted to do in life, like, all those things that I dealt with. It was like, it's so beautiful now. Like, there are times in my life, and that's why it's like, it's so important to always appreciate where you are now, and to learn the habit of enjoying this very moment, enjoying here now. This is your best moment. This is the best time of your life, right here, right now, because you know what? You're always here. You're always in the present moment. You're never in the future. You're never in the past. You never were. The only thing that exists is the present. So when I started doing that, it's like I look back at times, like, when I look back at the times when I started doing that, and, like, the quantum jumps I've had, like, even just living in another state, that's like a quantum jump. It's like, look back at myself, like, when I first started, like, you know what? I surrender to where I am. I surrender to this. And I look back at that version of myself, and, like, the walks, I used to take walks, and I would just listen to, like, I would listen to things like this, and, like, I would, like listen to, like, you know, I remember having, like, dreams, and that's a part of, I would say, like, the shamanic journey, right? You'll have dreams about, like, animals. The animals will start coming, the animal spirits. And when you have dreams about animals, always look up the animal spirit meanings, because, oh my God, I'm having chills right now. like I have so much I feel like I'm gonna cry, but I have so much gratitude for like the animal spirits that came to me at the time. And when you look up these animal spirits, they have so much to say. I would look up there's this woman, her name's Jordana Van. She has really great videos. Jordana and then VAN, right? Um but yeah. And so when you start to like take everything, when you start to take the unseen seriously, when you start to, you know, I'm getting so many chills right now. I'm channeling right now, I think. But like when you start to take the unseen seriously, the unseen takes you seriously. I'm really channeling that because I've never even said that before, but that's the truth. When you start to take the unseen seriously, they take you seriously. And you know, um, you really are that important. You really are that important. What am I even saying? It's like so interesting, but yeah, you really are that important. And yeah, so enjoy where you are right now. This is your best moment. It always is. It's never how terrible would it be if like your best moment was like when you're on that stage accepting that award for like 2 minutes of your life. That would be no. This is just as good. Okay. Hello LeBron. Hi. Bro, LeBron says. Hello again. Bro is such a Gen Z thing. Gen Z are always like, bro. And I'm like, I'm not your bra. And they just don't get it because they've never seen Zoolander. But I love that. I love saying, I'm not your bra to the Gen Z. Ruby Gutierrez. How does one master the astral realm, astral projection, when you cannot recall your dreams so easily? Dude, you know what? I also need to master the astral realm. It's one of those things where, gosh, I had so many crazy experiences that I was just like, I'm too afraid. But I've always known I have to get the ovaries to do it. I gotta get stronger. I've got to think about, but I think remember, I need to be more serious about it too. So I would say reading books about it. There is this book, and you know what's so funny? I was talking to my great grandmother because I didn't really like, I met her like one time. She lived a very long time, you know, until like she was like 105, but she's one of my spirit guides. And I was just like talking to her. I don't know why, I just like was inspired to talk to her. And I've had this book for years. And now that you're talking about it, I'm going to take this seriously. Because again, when you take the unseen seriously, it takes you seriously. And I need to hear that too. I was like talking to her just like out loud. Because also that's another thing to do. If you want to, on your spiritual journey, start talking to the unseen. Start talking to God. Start talking to your spirit. But talk to God. Just have a conversation. Be real. Like, honestly, when my alignment started happening, it's when I gave up and surrendered. And I was just like, dude, like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, you know what? F you. Like, that's how that's literally me. Like, I'm just like, and they'll hear you. You're heard. And it's all you, really. It's really all you. So they say. But sometimes it really does feel like it is all you. Just you in all of existence. But anyway, I was talking to my great grandmother, just like, I was inspired. It just suddenly happened. And then, like, on my bookshelf, this just knocked over, right? And you know, if I recall, I think I was talking to her about wanting to be more connected actually to the unseen, which is funny. And this book knocked over, and I've had this book for years. It's called The Tibetan Yogas of Dream and Sleep. I need to read that. I'm currently reading the Celestine Prophecy. And you know, ever since, it's so funny, I heard the word Celestine Prophecy for the first time in my life like 2 weeks ago. And then the word Celestine was just like delicious in my mind. I was like, I love that word. I love it. Maybe it's because I feel like a celestial being, but like something about it. And then I was looking up the Celestine Prophecy, right? And like then like the next day, I'm like just looking at books, like just casual. I don't know why. I woke up in the morning. I do know why. I was like testing my vision, right? I was looking at on the shelf, and there I see, like, I already have my roommate had like the Celestine Prophecy. And I was like, oh my God, I've never seen this book in my life. But when you enter a new reality, suddenly you start to see new things. And so lately I've just been hearing people talk about the Celestine Prophecy. And apparently, like, a friend of mine said that she told me I should read that. So I was like, that's funny. I didn't even remember you saying that. But sometimes you're not in the frequency yet to experience that. But anyway, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read the Celestine Prophecy in this. And the Celestine, I'm already living the Celestine Prophecy. But that is what you guys should read if you want to read something that kind of embodies. Because, like, I'm reading the Celestine Prophecy. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm experiencing the synchronicities. I'm experiencing, like, the meetings, the coincidental meetings. Like, it's interesting. Let me read the thing. How does one master the astral realm? Okay, Shell, how do you find mantras? One creator I really love that has introduced me to a lot of mantras is Dio, Dhieyo. He's amazing. He's an amazing spiritual teacher. I love, and also mudras. I love mudras, mantras. Yeah, I just naturally do mudras when I'm like meditating anyway. I need to meditate more. Gosh, ooh, that is so important to just clear that mind. Although I am getting, I crave it. I crave the meditation now. It's interesting. You start to have a craving for like the good. It's so interesting. Hi, LeBron. Shell. Malls could symbolize subconscious, maybe. I think so. I think it's like this liminal space, but I'm trying to figure out like what do they symbolize? What do the malls symbolize for me? Because I don't feel any connection to the malls. Like I don't, like again, I don't go to malls. I don't think about malls. Like it's weird. It could represent a labyrinth because there's so many like hallways and doors, you know, and I do love labyrinths. I'm about to make a music video that's for a song where I say, there's a labyrinth inside me that leads you to a garden of dreams. G-O-D. Bro. LeBron says bro again. Oh my God. I'm not your bruh. Okay? I'm not your bruh. Anyways, what time is it? Oh my God, have I even edited anything? I have not been editing, but it's okay because I have far more interesting things to say than this edit. Malls could be compartments, different realms. I think so. Each store is a new compartment. And then I'm shopping for like something and I'm like, it's not like great. Daniel K, are you here? Did Daniel leave? But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make these TikToks. My TikTok is Trilus Official. And I'm gonna make the TikToks. You guys are gonna see them on there if you're interested, because I've been talking about the TikToks. I sort of did one. I need to focus more to actually do it, I realize. Oh, hello. Okay, you were talking so much last time. I was like, okay, he's probably not here now. But yeah, I'm gonna make these TikToks and then you guys are gonna see the results if you want. But because you guys are probably curious, but it's like a scary TikTok. It's like where it's like based on those horror TikTok. I'm not a horror fan, but like it's like a funny horror. You'll see if you want to see. You'll see. Yeah. Might be easier for me to do my Pinterest board. I'm gonna do my Pinterest board. I can't really focus on the editing because I need the volume up, and I think if I play my song, it's gonna copyright. So next time, if I'm gonna edit something that has a song, I will pop in like an AirPod, but I would be worried that the AirPod would, it syncs to the phone, that it'll just mess everything up. Oh, I could just wear my big actual headphones that I connect. Okay, so Pinterest. Pinterest.com. Do you guys like fairies? I love fairies. Is that how you spell Pinterest? I think I'm spelling Pinterest wrong. You know what I want to do? I want to learn how to do Pinterest. I don't really know what I know what Pinterest is for. Like, it's great for making vision boards. I like making a good, fun vision board on there. But some people like make money on Pinterest. Not that I'm like really that interested in that, but like people make like Pinterest profiles for people to like, I have like a lot of like photo shoots that I've done and that are really cool. So I think it would be cool if I like made like a page with my Pinterest stuff, like any like things that visuals I create. And then I can be on someone's Pinterest board one day as inspo. Can you imagine like someone like, that would be cool. Like if I became someone's like Pinterest vision board inspo. Like, oh my god, I want to do that vision board. Okay, let me sign in. Nope, that's not what I, no. Okay, that's not what I want. No, I don't want to sign in with this account. Okay. Okay. I hope that's the right password. What's on my Pinterest? I make like vision boards. Sometimes I haven't scrolled through my vision board in a long time, because in a way there's a certain point on, I think, the journey, maybe it's just me at this point, you know, I'll explain it. There's a certain point, I would say, I guess I could save my password. Oh, it's cute. I have a lot of cute clothes. Like I have like a very whimsigoth style, so I can get inspiration from that, or I just like to see it. I like whimsigothic aesthetics. And I like fantasy, so I like fantasy aesthetics and stuff like that. But I also like to, oh, that's a really cute hairstyle. That is really cute. Yeah, I like getting inspiration. And I also had a vision board. Like, what's so crazy is, like, I worked at like a recording studio like a year ago, and I worked there for like 9 months. And when I walked into the studio, it was the exact picture of on my vision board. And there are moments when there are things that you manifest, right? And like they happen very naturally, and it's like, you know, you manifested them, and then it's like you know it, and you still feel the magic. But then there are manifestations where it's like it's the exact thing. And one of the manifestations I had where it was like the exact thing too recently was my cover art for Pipe Dream. It's like a picture of me with like the pink, and like there's like the veil like flowing in the wind. It was the exact image I had in my head. Like, I'm not talking like similar. It was like the way that the wind blew it, like the colors, everything was the exact picture. And that video was 10 years, like 10 years I dreamed about making that video. And then I came home back to California, to the desert, and like the video came out better than I imagined. That's like my favorite video. It's like, I think it has like the least views, you know, because I didn't do very much promotion for that. But that's my favorite video, and that's like my whole origin story. So people are not even watching it like that, but that is like, I love that video. I love watching that video. That's like basically this channel, the Space Age Fae. It was called Space Age Tarot originally. The Space Age Fae, that is Space Age Fae core. That is the aesthetic. That is the Pinterest aesthetic. Oh my god, look at these tights. But yeah, that video is like this channel embodied into like, it's this from the Space Age. It's that specific aesthetic that this channel is. Speaking of, and that's another thing, I need to figure out how to get the background to be like spaced. Would we love that? Would we love it if we were in a spaceship? I think we would. Daniel K. Random question, but why do you think humanity is creating increasingly intelligent machines, or even AI? Is it just science, or part of a larger spiritual evolution? Yeah, I feel like, I think I said this earlier, not the answer to the question, but I think I said earlier that like my recent views have changed about AI for like, as of like 2 weeks ago. Like I feel like my view of AI has like changed. I was kind of like really upset like seeing AI stuff, you know? And then suddenly like someone, you know, this girl, this creator, I forget her name because I don't think I ever learned it. You know, sometimes you see someone's handle on TikTok and you just never learn it. Man, but she said something. She's like a spiritual creator that I like. she said something about AI and how it's like helping us, like, she said it in some kind of way. I wish I could replicate it. Like, I don't, maybe I'm not meant to. Maybe I'll come back on another live and have her actual name so you guys can watch it. But she said something that just made me realize, like, yeah, AI is like, it's a tool, you know? It's a tool. And I feel like it, okay, so what you're saying about the spiritual evolution, okay. My perspective now is that, well, I mean, I have this perspective. That's why my artist name is Tryless. Like, I think everything should be effortless, right? You shouldn't have to try. And I feel like there are a lot of things that we do, and as we are expanding our consciousness, right? As we expand within, the world reflects that, right? And I think that I'm looking at this thing that says good vibes right now. It's hilarious, but I think that AI, how do I say this? I want to say it like right. It's going to help us like create that effortlessness and ease, because as time goes on, we are returning, we're going to back into a golden age. We're in a golden age already, actually. We're already there within too, but also without, right? We're in that golden age zone now. That's the age of Aquarius, right? Aquarius is the ancient ruler, is Saturn. Saturn was the ruler of the golden age, right? Yeah. I'm gonna get more into that. Once I publish my book, I have a fantasy novel. It's like a paranormal romance. That's gonna be published, you know, and it's like a fun way. It's anyway. But I guess further to say that, it's like once we start using AI as like a tool, because I think they've been really trying to program us to think it's gonna be like iRobot or something. But people exist in different realities. It's just facts. It's quantum physics, right? We all exist in our own realities. Some people are going to split off. Some people exist right now. They exist in hell, so to speak, right? Some people exist in heaven, right? It's all a state of mind. And so as people are living in different, it's like in Marvel, like when there's different like realities, there's going to be a reality where AI is just going to be, and it's like what you're focusing on. So I think that AI is going to help us be able to do what we do, what God has given us, Source Creator has given us. We all have gifts. We all have things that we are interested in. We have desires, and we're meant to be in those desires because they are us. They are meant to naturally unfold. They simply are us, right? And we're meant to experience those things, all of them, everything. And as we continue to collapse timelines by collapsing the idea that we're separate from these desires and any beliefs we have in the way, and recognizing that we are the I am, we're not these stories, we're not this self that we think that we are. As we continue to do that, we will have more and more ease at which to do it. So that's what I was saying. I was imagining this future of like where we are in a future. I see a future for us where we are, or a present I should say, I see a reality for us where we are essentially gifted the abundance by existing. We are simply like, I don't even want to say paid to exist because that doesn't feel right, because currency, we're given currency, you know, the flow of water, right? We're given currency or abundance, prosperity by simply existing and doing that thing that lights us up, because we don't have to earn worthy, like we are already inherently worthy of everything. We are already abundant beings, right? And as we recognize that abundance, right, everything will reflect on its own. We don't have to do any work. And so the AI is that tool, right? And maybe that's why they've been programming us all along with all the movies all along, because they is probably just us, like our unconscious mind, but like, so for now, right? That's why we've been maybe programmed with the fear-based mentality, because the proverbial they, we'll call them that for now, right? The proverbial they wants us to not realize what an incredible tool AI can be to create that ease, right? Can you imagine like no one has to do anything that they don't want to do. We just do what we want to do, and we're already doing that. When you start doing that, more comes, more come. It's a magnetizing experience, and that's why I think I'm just at the consciousness now where I'm able to see that, or I feel that way, and now I'm here to I'm spreading the word. But yeah, that's my thought process on it as of now. Wait, did I answer that fully? I hope so. Let's see. Um, yeah. Yeah, and then science, I don't know. I think every single thing is, is God. I think everything is God. There's no way it could not be. That's how I see it. But um and I always think, God knows what God is doing. God knows what God is doing, Our creator is, our divine parent is like taking care of us all the time. Everything that's happening, we're taking care of. When you live in that reality, it's what Einstein said, like, do you live in a friendly universe? Do you live in a friendly universe? If you don't think you live in a friendly universe, that's what you'll see, that's what you'll experience. But let's see. Can you please give us a house tour? It's like the 10th time asked. That's the first time I've seen you ask. How is that the 10th time asking? I don't know about a house tour. I don't know about that. Maybe one day, maybe I'll do like a YouTube vlog. I'll do like an actual video. I should probably post like actual videos. Maybe I can vlog. But the thing is, here's the thing. I have like, I don't know, maybe my old subscribers can let me know. I don't know here's the thing, like, I don't know with YouTube, because my niche, this is why I'm liking this live stream thing, because I'm like able to expand more. I think I'm technically like niched in like tarot, and I don't do tarot anymore, because like once you live in like the present moment, it's like, I mean, it's a fun little tool. It's fun to see where you are. Like, tarot can be really fun, and seeing where you are presently, where your energy is at, what's going on. So I do like watching. I do watch certain readings. There's like certain readers I like to watch that are really funny to me, and like they just like, I'm like, yeah, you're just a good vibe. And sometimes I do see it, like, of course it's always confirming, like, the manifestation is on its way. I love that. But I'm not making tarot videos anymore. So if I want to make actual videos, maybe I just need to figure it out. Chance it and figure it out. So maybe I'll do like a vlog on here, and I'll see it. But I think what'll happen is probably, I shouldn't care. That's not my problem. See, that's God's problem. That's not my problem, actually. But I was gonna say that my human brain was gonna say that if I post like a vlog, it's gonna like tank or something, because like my subscribers will see it and they'll be like, I didn't sign up for that, or like they'll just be like, I'm not interested in that, and then just scroll, and then the YouTube analytics will just be like, we're not gonna send that out to people. Stop spamming her. Thank you, Shell. Thank you for trying to help, because yeah, please don't spam. We don't want spam. No spam. LeBron 23. Because people are lazy. Because people are lazy? What do you mean? Are you talking about like AI, like taking over? I don't think people are lazy. I think people are not living their purpose. Because when you start living your purpose, suddenly you're moving. You're like boom, boom, boom. You're getting things done. But it's hard for you to get things done when you don't think you can get them done, when you don't think you can accomplish them. It feels like the entire weight of the world is on you. And that's why you have to push past, you have to do the affirmations for a while, until you realize that God is inherently wants to give you everything. That's the craziest program. Like, all these beliefs are piled on top of us to make us think that we're not meant to have everything, that things aren't supposed to be easy. Life is easy. Life is meant to be easy. And the illusion is that it's hard. The world religion that people worship all around the world is the life is hard mentality. You see it everywhere. People will say that. And they're from different religions, but they all seem to agree. right? Not all, I'm not gonna say all, because I'm not one of those people. I believe the opposite. But like, what's crazy is waking up to that realization that somehow so many people agree with that. Isn't that interesting? But it's like, there are so many different belief systems you can have in the world, but there are so many people from different living situations, different paths of life, that just repeat that mantra. And it's like, once you realize, like, oh my God, that's a lie. Everything, you don't even have to, like, it's like you practically don't even have to move, but you'll be moving, of course. Again, surrendering, living in alignment, it's not doing nothing. It's following the current, it's following the flow. This is Taoism, it's the Tao. You know, it's all comes together. Pangea, we put the pieces back together, we put the religions back together, and we create spirit. We create the flow, the ocean. Shell. AI can help if you use it for good, but it isolates more. Yes, and that's what I was saying like earlier, about the discipline, because I was seeing I was seeing this future, right? I was seeing like what could become, you know? And I realized a part of this journey, a part of this, oh my God, I feel like I'm the first to say it. I should post this on like TikTok. I'm gonna post this on TikTok too. I have 2 different TikToks, by the way. I'll say that in a second. But anyway, part of the journey, I realized this today, this was my revelation today, is developing that discipline. When this AI thing is coming, a lot of people have that scrolling addiction, that phone addiction, and this is a tool. So then you kind of like, for a long time I was polarized, because I'm like, yeah, I can see the potential, but at the same time I hate social media. I was saying I hate social media for so long, and I don't anymore. I love social media now, but I was like thinking it has to be one extreme or the other. Like, I'm gonna delete all my social media apps. You know what's so interesting? I deleted my TikTok, like the actual account, like a week ago. I deleted the actual account. The reason why, and consciousness bumps up so fast, transformation happens so fast if you let it. I was watching this guy, Russ. I don't know if you guys have heard this. He's a rapper called Russ. You might have heard of him. He's like an independent artist. And so for me, this is like a very inspiring guy. And he's like giving everyone all the beta, all the information on like, you know, he's like saying like, this is what you should do if you're an independent artist. And so I was getting inspired by him, and he was like, yeah, like, he's like, music is like a visual medium. So I was like, oh my God, like, yeah, I need to, and I love creating art. I love creating art, not content. I mean, actually now I'm starting to like the content aspect, because I had a very negative view of content, right? And so I'm getting into the answer of all that, right? Or like my perspective on all that, I should say. This is my perspective. There's no answer that is, you know, I guess definite, I guess. But he was like talking about like, you know, using, like, if you're an artist right now, like, you have to be like, you know, using like, you know, the visual medium. And so then I don't know, I was inspired. I was like, I guess I have to get good at this, or like embrace it or something. And I put my account up again. I had like this, I feel like I got like a beam. You get these downloads or something, like, or you get like a light beam, or like a resonance hits you, and then suddenly I don't even feel like I did any work or anything, but suddenly I just felt like I wanted to use social media, but not in a place of, from a place of dread like usual. But anyway, all of that is to say is like, I just like I had another download today, which was that when we're using the social media, we actually do this is a journey. We just got AI. We just got like all these, this is so brand new. And I'm seeing the chaos. I see the children, the iPad kids, I see them, you know, I'm seeing all of this, but it's part of this. We've been given this like technological boost. This Uranian current has hit the earth, right? And we need to master, not like this discipline, I would say, this discipline of understanding how to use the tool. And that was what was coming to me, because everyone talks about it as a tool, but like really hear that, how to use the tool, right? And not have it use you. You have to learn, and it might take time, but you have to learn how to use the tool itself. and you have to learn how to use it. And there's a certain like ikigai, it's like that Japanese thing, but it's like I'm using it in this context, but like there's a certain balance and harmony. It might take time to get there, right? I feel like I'm starting to get there. And it has to do with the spirit as well. It has to do with your spiritual evolution. A lot of with alignment, God is like an infinite intelligence, so there's so many pieces moving at once, right? But I'm having like, I must have be having a download because I'm having an itchy nose. That's usually what happens. But anyway, it's the Uranian current hitting me. Ah! But all these moving pieces are happening, right? And you have to develop like the discipline. You have to, and you don't have to be online if you really don't want to. If your path isn't, if you can find another path that works. Personally, like I was expecting, you know what? It's for so many years. I'm like, you know, I don't like TikTok. I don't like Instagram. I don't like this. I don't like that. And I kept waiting for God to reveal a way for me to share my music with the world and have it be, you know, universalized, right? And share like my writing to the world, share the acting that I'm doing to the world and have it be universalized. Now, as it is now, it's still social media, right? So it's like about creating, I think it's about coming into alignment. It will happen naturally. And like now it's about understanding. I feel like it's about, why am I tapping my third eye? But like it's about like understanding that you have to use the tool. And I was saying there's like a certain rhythm. If you notice the AI, right? The algorithm, right? When you don't tune in to a TikTok account or like TikTok or Instagram or YouTube for like, let's say like a couple days, or it's been a minute, you take a break from it. You're like, I'm stepping away. When you hop back on that thing, do you notice that like while you're having those downloads, because you're giving yourself space to just breathe and be you, right? And you're just living your life. Do you notice that when you pop on, wow, this is like new information from today. So it's like, it's crazy. It's like shocking to me. But like when you pop on, you always have like that quality like video. You have like that, whoa, like I love, like it's so in alignment. It's like this like it's either like a really funny video, like it's hilarious, or it's like some kind of crazy quantum metaphysical spiritual nugget, or it's just like a really like great video that just like you glean something amazing from it. You get the quality, you get like the cream of the crop, right? Wow, I'm like shocked. I'm like shocked by like this information, but it's like you get like that info, you know? And that only happens when, but when you're scrolling, of course, you get like, it starts to amass into like a sea of like blah, blah. So what I'm saying is you need to be using the tool in whatever way works for you harmoniously. And if it's not the time, it's not the time yet. Like for me right now, somehow it's the time now. It's the time. And it's enjoyable at this time, you know? And it's because it's enjoyable. The only reason why I'm here is because it's enjoyable for me. This feels good. This feels aligned. This feels great. And you allow the space, you allow life to do its thing. And then it doesn't feel good to be on your phone scrolling all the time. But then also it's like, it kind of sucks to like not see what the, you know, what's going on. Cause you get so much, like when I'm on YouTube or TikTok or something, I do actually gain so much information, but then there's like too much information. So it's like learning the balance. And I think it's really just understanding this is a learning process. It's a learning process. We have to learn, and we have to see it more like a learning process versus like, I need to fight this off. I need to like, for me, it was like, I need to fight this off. I don't know. I don't know what happened to me in the last, it happens when you're changing frequencies constantly. It's like, you learn new things, you see things in different ways. And I think the way that I'm seeing it now is like, wow, how exciting. How exciting. Like, and I love fantasy. I love fantasy. So when I see like those dark fantasy edits from like the AI and like the art and like the creativity of the AI, I don't know, I'm just not as much of a hater anymore. I was being a hater to AI, like when I would see AI creating its art. But it's like, I still appreciate, what's so interesting is like we're thinking, oh, like AI's gonna replace us. No, I still appreciate the human art. do I appreciate the human art less? No, absolutely not. When I see like AI art, it's not a competition. It's not even a competition. I see it as AI art. And how else do I see it? I see it like I see it as like a resource of inspiration as well. I see it as a resource of inspiration. And I see it like almost like a friend in a way. But not like I haven't named my chat GPT. I don't even go on chat GPT. I'm not even one of those people that's really drawn to it. Although maybe I should, I don't know if I would. It's not, for me, it's not about like relying on it. It's about a tool, because you know what? These things will like use you, right? Like these apps and stuff, they'll use you. They'll take your life force. They'll TikTok your life away, right? They'll take all of your time. And it's like you have to like, I guess, like use it and then create like it's about creating a symbiotic relationship in a sense with it, where you don't see it as like a threat, because the only reason why it's a threat is because it's like you're letting it use you, but you have to use it. And I'm really understanding that now. I hope that I'm like, I don't know, sharing that properly as I'm feeling it. Ruby Gutierrez, just had deja vu. Yay, you're on the right track. You're in alignment. You're popping into a version of yourself at a higher frequency. Yay. As hell. You can do a mix of tarot, spiritual stuff, and vlogs maybe. The thing is, like, I'm not drawn to it anymore. Tarot is like, it's not something that's like, it doesn't call me anymore. So I don't do things that don't, I don't do things just to do them either. I do things because it's like I want to do them, So like I sort of like feel I see that way, but honestly, I'm not worried. I was saying that before, like, oh, like this will happen, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I think my videos would do fine. And also, here's the thing though. It doesn't matter, because I'm not doing it because I need something out of it. I don't need anything out of it. I was more so pointing that out because I do find it kind of annoying that like actually, you know what, that's not even true. That's my assumption, law of assumption, hey. But like I was saying, it was kind of annoying that like, if you are in a certain niche, you kind of have to like, your videos might not be shown to other people. But again, that's an assumption, and here's the thing, if I'm led to do it, here's the thing, I'm also like, there are things like again, it's kind of like using things but not letting it use you. So like, I believe we are like the I am, right? We are the source of things, and all is mind. It's like the first hermetic principle. All is mind, all is mental. So like, even astrology, even quantum physics, all of that, all of these things are like, you can get like locked into it. So like, but I do like to take little things, every once in a while you can take a little thing, but don't let it run maybe that's what it's like. Because sometimes, like, for example, Mercury retrograde, it's happening right now, right? And I did have some Mercury retrograde moments, right? But when you get to the point where you're very like astrology based, for example, and then you're just like, oh my God, Mercury's in retrograde, this is gonna happen, I shouldn't do that. Like, when you start being like, okay, this is gonna dictate my life, versus, I guess, like, when it starts to get too much where it's like, now you're letting it negatively affect your life, like, oh my God, Mars is in transit, like, people are gonna start arguing or something. Like, I feel like that's when it's like, you have to remember that you are the source of everything, right? So, what I was gonna say is, like, in human design, right? I like human design, but like, again, when I start getting too into human design and I start overthinking things, it's just like, no, just be in the flow. But in human design, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but there are different design types. There's like manifesting generators, manifestors, reflectors, projectors. Those are like the types. And it has nothing to do with manifestation, actually, because I guess actually has everything to do with it, but everyone has like different ways of manifesting things in a way, or they have different ways of being. And for me, I'm like a manifesting generator. That's why I do multiple things. I act, I make music, I write, I YouTube, I have like lots of interests, you know, because that's like kind of what we do. We have like lots of like interests and we do multiple things, you know. It's like the Childish Gambinos of the world and like the Leonardo da Vinci's, right? And one of the things that I'm living my design is like responding to life, you know. We're the whole design of like a manifesting generator or a generator type, which is like 70% of the population, is to wait to respond, right? So in this case, someone just like said like, hey, let's do like a, I want they're like LeBron, yeah, LeBron was requesting like a house tour, right? Or an apartment tour. So that's something I can respond to. So someone's asking, like, if I was like, you know, let me do a vlog, and I'm thinking of that, like, then maybe, you know, that would be like, you know, forced. But now I get to respond. I get to say yes or no. So I'm kind of like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that like, I wouldn't be doing it because I need anything out of it, because that's not how life works. When you need something, you know, it's like we don't need anything. We already have everything. So it's not about like viewership is what I'm trying to say. It's about being in the flow and doing something that's fun. So maybe at some point I will do an apartment tour. Yeah. I need to start using my other YouTube channel too, my Trylist YouTube channel. I'm not really sure how. I just post music videos on there and like my songs. I think that's good enough for now. I don't have to think. We never have to think. Let the source think for us, you know? Let source think for you. Sounds like Loki, like, Okay, bye, LeBron. Bye. Hi, Elma. Hello, how are you? I'm good, how are you? Hi, Tina. Hello again. I'm doing well. I'm enjoying this live. I'm enjoying connecting with you guys. Hello to everyone in the playback. If you made it this far and you're watching the playback, that's cool. Did I actually work on my Pinterest board? Did I actually edit my TikTok? Partially, minorly, but I had a great time. And it's officially 12:12. Oh my goodness. Well, let's end on an angel number, right? Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to everyone that liked this live. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys like talking and like being here, and this has been great. And yeah, I will be tuning in again. Hopefully I announce it, but if for future reference, I think I mentioned this earlier, I'm going to be doing like, I've kind of always live streamed at this time of night, but I do want to start more regularly like live streaming, and because that's like something I'm just doing now. It's like it's where I've been led, and I'm excited. So yeah. All right, guys, have a good night.